finger out. Oh, hey. If you haven't watched the first one where we received the stove and started to put it in and all that good stuff, you need to go back and watch that one first. It's over there. This one right here is just on one today. On one. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever. Hi.
Is that like our thing now?
It's good to see all your
beautiful faces.
God, non-smiling faces. Perk the heck up, would ya?
Guess what? It's like 65, 70 maybe, and raining. It is beautiful. It's an excellent day to get some outside work done on the bus.
Because that's how we do things. Why would we ever do it? You know, it's just been too hot. We had the option 2 other times this week to get it done. We're like, no, it's terrible.
95.
We're hiding inside in the AC, as you can see over here. We are headed to tinywoodstove.com today to have them help us figure out how we're gonna install our exit stovepipe and everything. So we're gonna go hang out with Nick at Teeny and see what we can get accomplished. You, are you ready to burn? Are you ready to be nice and warm and keeping us happy all winter? Good. So I know you're ready, but we gotta get your pipe ready.
Are you ready to go? You ready to go on an adventure?
We're at the promised land of warmth. The man, the myth, the legend.
So, we packed up the bus, we cleaned everything up, we drove straight to Tiny Wood Stoves to get the owner Nick's input on how to do our exit, except we forgot all of the pieces. So we drove to Tiny Wood Stove and we kind of chatted for a little bit, but unless he sees it, it's kind of just like, hey, you put the thingy here and then the thingy there. So that's okay. The bus needed to get out. We needed to get out, and maybe we'll go grab a bite. We'll come back another day when we have our together. On our way to Tiny Wood Stove, take 2. This time we have all of the parts we need. We didn't forget anything or everything.
Just kind of keep this as a piece. Okay. And then go.
This commenced a couple hours of Nick and I seeing if we could figure out a standardized kit for bus windows. So we found out a good way that we can do it. You don't have to remove your window. It can stay there, it can just drop down, but there is no standardized kit. It just takes building what you see in this video. So feel free to send us a message. We're happy to help. After we got home, I had to cut the slide part of our flue because it was just a tad bit too long so that they could fit together correctly, and then this puppy was ready to go together. Speaking of puppies, hey puppies.
You guys, I am so excited to have a wood stove. I'm also thrilled to get rid of any of the extra pieces that we have been carrying around for the last 8 months. It's going to be nice to be able to free up that space.
Part of what we have to do to get this beautiful lady in here is move this here light switch, which operates a light right here over Jonah's play area, this seating area. We're not moving the light because the light's good. But we are moving the switch, which is over here. The reason it is over here is because it is right by the front door. We figured, you know, we could walk in and hit that switch first thing and it would light up, you know, the lights. But we have since replaced that with this switch over here, right by the door, which turns on the lights. Okay, so the switch is moved. The light is back up. We have the heat shields in place and its cold air intake in place on the backside here. That goes in from the outside of the bus. Now we drop this window. I'm going to take all 6 of these screws out, mount our inside metal plate up, I believe, and then we have to put our stack together. This is the first time that we've done it to actually put it together, so it wouldn't surprise me if we have to do it a few times because something's wrong. Okay, these bolts go through with these on the back side, and that gives it the correct space in between the window and that piece, and then that piece bolts to it to give it all some nice structural support. After much thinking and playing, we figured that that was the best idea. No, we're not gonna burn you in the stove.
All right, we got the inside pieces all fitted together. We did have to drill this hole because neither this one nor this one worked. When we were marking holes at Tiny Wood Stove, we didn't have the clamps on, so everything was all willy-nilly, which is why those two holes didn't work. Jesse's working on getting the outside tee on and sealed.
Or sealed-ish. Sealed-ish, folks,
that
is what we're going for.
No water creeps in on the inside or anything like
I think
that.
that's actually gonna work.
Sure, looks like it's gonna.
Surprisingly enough.
We got the big stack up. So if I haven't mentioned this before, it's definitely worth mentioning.
What, that I'm awesome and you love me so much?
Jesse's awesome and I love him so much. But the reason that we are having so much trouble, well, not trouble, but like difficulty, is because we chose to exit the stove out of the window. And it doesn't just go straight out the window, it has to kind of go wonky and on the outside. We had to develop these two pieces to go on the window so that we could cut a hole through them. And it's just been like one kind of challenge after another just because we chose to go out the window. Had we gone out the ceiling, it would have been much easier, but we have panels up there, tons of solar panels up there. We did talk about taking two of them down, and then we hit a couple of cloudy days where batteries got down to 70%, and we're like, no, we can't take any panels down. So push forward with exit out the window. Now, the cool part about this is that when we are tearing it down and putting it away for summer, we don't need to have all of this here. That will all get torn down, the window will be used, you know, that'll all get cleaned up and put in storage. So just had to kind of like fill in the gaps there. We're not dumb, we're just pushing the limits. We push the limits. We have to fire it up to cure that cement and burn off any of the chemicals, paint chemicals, that kind of thing. I have moved the flowers, Erin. I did. Typically people do this outside, but since we've been carrying around and installing this stove over the last however many months, we have to do it inside. So Jesse is chopping up some garbage wood to do that first fire.
It's actually really nice smoker wood.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, cutting up cherry for our first break-in fire.
Oh man, did you ask your dad?
He told me to burn it a while ago.
Oh, okay. Well, first firewood is cherry. And then we are going to vacate the premises and let it do its thing while we try and get some other stuff done outside of the bus. I am lacking in motivation today. The cold makes me sloth-like, where I just want to lay around and read magazines and eat bonbons, you know. So this will be good to get us all going and have our first fire.
Today is the day. I know that y'all have just been watching this in like one video, but this is like a 3-week part series that we've just been, you know, trying to make everything perfect so that we can get this guy in and burning right. We got the clamps all where we need them and everything all set up, everything mounted how it needs to be. This heat shield is just pretty much a temporary heat shield to make sure it's exactly what we need and see how much shield we actually need. It comes out far past the pipe and overlaps it nicely. The only thing we're really protecting from is right here. Other than that, everything pretty much has enough clearance. So that should be overkill, which when it comes to fire, I'm good with. This thing is ready to go. Wood stacked, paper in. Just trying to find the torch so we can heat up the pipe real quick because that's always a good idea. And then we'll get this going.
We're supposed to build a medium fire, kind of let that burn, leaving both of the, what is this called?
Main air and the door wash
fully open, and then we'll take a small Presta log. Once that's nice and hot, we'll throw it in there. Another tip that I read was to use the torch to try and heat up the inside of the flue a little bit so that the airflow is more proper, I suppose. And
did you say flute or flute?
Flue.
I thought you said flute.
No.
That was very cute. Flute.
No.
Don't forget to warm up your flute.
And then also when you're messing with the fire, I read that if you, not read, but watched that if you just open it a crack and let the air flow properly before you completely open up the door, that it saves you from getting smoke in your face.
Well, and when you first start it, you do the same thing. When you first start the fire and it's starting to come up, you don't leave it open, you don't close it, you just kind of crack it a little bit, and that gives it some extra fresh air draft so that you don't smoke out your dwelling, in this case, a bus or a schoolie.
We have all of our windows open because there is supposed to be some off-gassing and paint curing, and it's supposed to be kind of stinky, so...
And it's also almost 70.
Yeah, it's almost 70 degrees today, but we're getting ahead of things. We're gonna get it started, get used to it before we need it. So here goes the first burn. Yay! Heating up the glue.
Frank said that he runs his on the outside of the pipe. He actually heats up the pipe from the outside. But this makes sense too. You're just getting hot gases in there so that it wants to evacuate out.
I'm not getting it, Jim. I'm not getting it.
No, not yet. This is our little fire containment box. I had kindling full down in there. These are, well, I would consider regular kindling, but firewood for this. And some Presta logs. I would not recommend leaving that open while burning or, you know, putting your kid's face near it. Please stay back. So this just sits right on here, and it's 2 layers of concrete board with the metal tiles on top. And those metal tiles, they have like a gap in between the top and bottom of them, so they actually have kind of an air gap of their own to maybe help keep things a tiny bit cooler. Yeah, see? So they all have plenty of airspace and protection space against any flammables in the household.
All put together with gas maker.
Yeah, all put together with, you know, high temp RTV. That's a good little fire starting there. We should probably get out of here to let this thing smoke off. Keep a close eye on it, of course, and then we'll check back on it here in a little bit and add some logs. First burn is going currently. Haven't added logs yet, but no smoke, so that's good. Look at that beautiful outside pipe, too. It's going to be 2 bolts and a couple, maybe just guide bolts that it slides onto down below. Maybe tighten those up, but super easy. It's sturdy. It's been on there for days before we ever tried to burn it. I played with it. It's been in the wind. It's good. So super excited to have a wood stove, be able to wake up in the morning, start a little fire. Woo!
When we were building the bus, you know, years ago, I had this vision of a crackling fire on a cold and rainy day, and I thought it was going to be one of those little teeny stoves. So it was right time, right place to be able to find this stove and have the resource of a tiny wood stove here to help us install it. And it's just meant to be. It's just one of those clicks. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to have fire.
Okay, it has been burning for, I don't know, probably only about 15 minutes now, maybe 20 on the high end. And as you can see, all these logs are kindling starting to burn down. It's getting white. So that is about where you start to add a little bit of logs. You want a nice bed of coals so it doesn't put it out. You want it nice and hot, but it looks like we're good to add to it probably. Okay, first fire over and done with. I would say great success.
I would say great success.
It got a little bit hot, but that's okay. We had to learn its limits. I don't know why I'm looking at you. Can you move your mouth like I'm talking? Okay, ready? Wait, hold on. Okay, so first fire is a complete success. It got a little bit warm, but not bad. It's good. We learned its limits. So good news is the heat shields are... Good news is the heat shields worked perfectly. Nothing got too hot. It's exactly what we needed it to be. And it's pretty. So pretty. So that is the story of our teenywoodstove.com Dwarf 5K. We absolutely love it. It's been almost a year. It's amazing. The window kit, I know we didn't go through that in detail. If you have questions, like I said, we're here for you. Please feel free to ask those questions. Thanks for hanging out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up along with part 1 as well. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider it. It really does help us out, and it shows us you really love us. See you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.
You guys, a freak occurrence happened this morning. I slept until 10. I never do that. Never. But when I woke up to this.
Says perk the heck up, would ya? It's almost a weekend. Well, here, anyway. Who knows what day you're actually watching this? It could be Monday. If that's the case, I'm sorry. Just put your head down on your desk, take a little nap. It'll be okay. I'm shaking. Can you see that? Can you see the camera shake? My arm's shaking. Let's do it. Punch you in the face. Totally smacked Lily in the face. I really hope I got that on camera. Right in the nose. How's it going, honey?
It's going okay.
All right, wonderful.
There's a little bit of hiccups here and there, which is bus life. So you have to start on stuff like 3 weeks before you actually want to, because it's going to take you 3 weeks to figure out all the crap. Hi, I'm over here.
You're in there.
That's what I have to say.
Good job, love.
Good job, love. Good job, you too.
I didn't do anything. I made a sandwich. See? I made sandwiches.
Shut up.
I don't do enough of them.
I don't know if I'm going to say it right. Carosuit, the soot.
If you liked these videos, part 1 or part 2 and part 2, both part 2, regardless, give them a thumbs up. Now, toss that trash.